If you fear orcas, this video isn't for the faint-hearted. Picture a serene dive suddenly transforming into a pulse-racing encounter with one of the ocean's most formidable predators. Join us as we explore gripping tales of unexpected orca encounters and the astonishing ways people survive. Watch on to uncover these captivating and suspenseful stories of courage and resilience. In 2002, marine videographer Jake Turner and his assistant Lisa Moore, in Monterey Bay, California, USA, were excited about their latest project. They were filming a documentary about the behavior of wild orcas. Monterey Bay, with its deep waters and abundant marine life, was the perfect location for this. With his years of experience, Jake was eager to capture stunning footage of these majestic creatures in their natural habitat. The day started like any other. The sun was shining and the water was calm. Jake and Lisa boarded their boat, the Ocean Explorer, and set out into the bay. They were well prepared with all their equipment carefully checked and ready to go. Jake had been filming marine life for over a decade, and Lisa, a skilled diver and marine biologist, had been working with him for the past 3 years. They reached their designated spot, where orcas had been spotted frequently. Jake and Lisa suited up and prepared to dive. Their underwater cage, a sturdy structure made of metal bars, was lowered into the water. This cage was designed to keep them safe while allowing them to get close to the orcas for filming. Jake checked his camera one last time before giving Lisa a thumbs up. They were ready. As they descended into the clear blue water, the beauty of the underwater world surrounded them. Colorful fish darted around, and the sunlight filtered down in shimmering beams. Jake and Lisa communicated through hand signals, pointing out interesting sights as they made their way more profound. They settled into the cage, cameras rolling, waiting for the orcas to appear. After a while, a pod of orcas swam into view. Jake and Lisa watched in awe as the orcas glided gracefully through the water. The orcas were curious and approached the cage, allowing Jake to capture some incredible footage. Everything went smoothly until one orca, more significant than the others, swam closer. This orca was different. It moved with an intensity that set it apart from the rest of the pod. Jake zoomed in with his camera, fascinated by the orca's behavior. Suddenly, the orca rammed the cage with tremendous force. The impact was so powerful that it shook the entire structure. Jake and Lisa exchanged worried glances. This was not normal behavior. Before they could react, the orca rammed the cage harder this time. The metal bars groaned under the pressure and pieces of debris began to break off. Jake tried to signal Lisa to stay calm, but panic set in. The orca struck the cage again. This time, a piece of metal broke off and hit Jake. He felt a sharp pain in his arm and saw blood in the water. Lisa's heart raced as she saw Jake injured. She knew they had to get out of the water quickly. She kept her composure and signaled to Jake to hold on. The cage was damaged, but they needed to stay calm to navigate safely. Lisa took charge, carefully guiding them out of the cage to avoid further debris. The orca circled them, still aggressive and unpredictable. Lisa grabbed Jake's hand and swam as fast as she could towards the surface. They reached the boat and Lisa helped Jake on board with great effort. They were both shaken and exhausted but alive. Jake's injury was severe, but Lisa managed to stop the bleeding and called for help. The footage of their terrifying encounter would soon raise awareness about the unpredictable nature of wild orcas and the dangers of close interaction. With Jake's bleeding under control and a call for help made, Lisa took a deep breath and tried to steady her shaking hands. The boat rocked gently on the waves, starkly contrasting the chaos they had just escaped. The orca had disappeared into the depths, leaving a trail of fear and uncertainty. Minutes later, a rescue boat arrived. Paramedics quickly boarded the Ocean Explorer, assessing Jake's injuries and stabilizing him for transport. Lisa explained what had happened, her voice wavering as she recounted the terrifying ordeal. Jake was conscious but in pain, clutching his injured arm. As they headed back to shore, Lisa reviewed the footage on their camera. The video captured every moment of the attack, from the orcas' initial curiosity to the violent ramming of the cage. The images were both breathtaking and horrifying, a powerful reminder of the unpredictable nature of wild animals. Upon reaching the dock, Jake was rushed to the hospital. The medical team worked quickly to treat his injuries, which included a deep gash on his arm and several bruises. Lisa stayed by his side and her worry was evident. Despite the fear and pain, Jake managed a weak smile as he informed Lisa that they had gotten the footage, his voice barely above a whisper. Lisa nodded, understanding the significance of what they had captured. The next few days were a whirlwind. The footage went viral, spreading across social media and news outlets. People worldwide watched in shock and awe as the dramatic encounter played out on their screens. Experts weighed in on the orca's behavior, discussing the potential reasons for its aggression and the importance of respecting wildlife. Jake's recovery was slow but steady. The doctors assured him he would regain full arm use with time and physical therapy. Lisa visited him daily, bringing updates on the documentary and the response it was receiving. The video sparked a global conversation about treating marine animals and the risks involved in close interactions. As Jake healed, he and Lisa worked together to complete the documentary. They included the harrowing footage of the attack to highlight the need for caution and respect when dealing with wild creatures. The documentary, titled Orca Encounters Beauty and Danger, premiered to critical acclaim, praised for its raw, unfiltered look at the marine world. The experience had a profound effect on both Jake and Lisa. For Jake, it reminded him of the risks he faced in his work and reaffirmed his passion for capturing the ocean's wonders. For Lisa, it was a testament to her resilience and ability to stay calm under pressure. They both emerged more assertive and determined to continue their work, advocating for protecting marine life and educating the public about the acting nature. Ultimately, their terrifying encounter with the orca served as a powerful message. It showed the world that while the ocean is a place of incredible beauty, it is also home to creatures that deserve our respect and caution. Jake and Lisa's story inspired many to learn more about marine life and to approach it with a sense of wonder and responsibility. The orca that attacked them remained a subject of interest. Some believed it had acted out of stress or confusion, while others saw it as a reminder of the wild nature of these magnificent animals. Whatever the reason, Jake and Lisa knew one thing for sure. Their experience had changed their lives forever, and they were committed to sharing their story and protecting the ocean they loved. In 2006, travel vlogger Emma Brooks and her friend Sam were excited about their new adventure. They had traveled to the San Juan Islands in Washington, USA, known for its beautiful scenery and frequent orca sightings. Emma, with her popular YouTube channel, was eager to capture and share the stunning wildlife with her followers. Sam, an adventurous spirit, was equally thrilled to explore the remote island. The day started with clear skies and calm waters, perfect for kayaking. Emma and Sam loaded their kayaks with camera equipment and supplies before exiting the shore. The waters around the San Juan Islands were pristine, with a deep blue hue that promised hidden wonders beneath the surface. Emma had her camera ready, hoping to capture the majestic orcas that frequented the area. As they paddled farther from the shore, the tranquility of the open water surrounded them. They chatted about the beauty of the islands and the excitement of possibly seeing orcas up close. Emma mounted her GoPro on the kayak, recording every moment of their journey. The sun sparkled on the water, creating a picturesque scene. After an hour of paddling, Emma spotted something in the distance. A pod of orcas was swimming towards them, their black and white bodies sleek and powerful. Emma and Sam paused, letting their kayaks drift as the orcas approached. It was a breathtaking sight, and Emma's camera captured every second. The orcas moved gracefully through the water surrounding the kayaks. At first, the encounter was peaceful, with the orcas appearing curious as they glided close enough for Emma and Sam to see their markings. Emma's heart raced with excitement as she filmed the gentle giants. Sam, equally captivated by the moment, shared her silent awe. Suddenly, one orca broke away from the group and swam directly towards Emma's kayak. Its movements were quick and purposeful, creating a sense of unease. Emma tried to keep calm, focusing her camera on the approaching orca. Without warning, the orca rammed the side of her kayak, flipping it over. Emma was thrown into the cold water, her camera still recording as it splashed into the sea. Panic set in as Emma struggled to right her kayak. Sam paddled over quickly to help her. The orca circled back, its behavior now clearly aggressive. Sam grabbed Emma's arm, trying to steady her. The kayak rocked violently, and Emma gasped for air, her heart pounding with fear. Emma managed to cling to the side of Sam's kayak, but the orca struck again, this time hitting Sam's kayak and causing it to tip. Both of them were now in the water, struggling to stay afloat. Emma's camera, still attached to her kayak, bobbed on the surface, capturing the chaos. They needed to get to shore, but the orca showed no signs of backing off. Just as despair began, a small fishing boat appeared on the horizon. A local fisherman, having noticed the commotion, sped towards them. The fisherman maneuvered his boat skillfully, creating waves to deter the orca. He reached down and pulled Emma and Sam out of the water, hauling them into the safety of his boat. Soaked and shivering, Emma and Sam were finally safe. The fisherman quickly steered his boat back to shore, leaving the aggressive orca behind. Emma clutched Sam's arm, grateful for their rescue and still processing the terrifying encounter. Sam, equally relieved, thanked the fisherman repeatedly as they made their way to safety. Once they reached the dock, the fisherman helped them onto solid ground, concern evident on his weathered face. Emma nodded, still processing the events, feeling immense gratitude. The fisherman, whose name was Tom, offered them dry towels and warm drinks from his boat. He remarked on their luck that he was nearby, noting that orcas are usually curious but sometimes unpredictable. Emma and Sam listened, absorbing his words, and realized how close they had come to a much worse fate. Back at their rental cabin, Emma and Sam reflected on their harrowing experience. The encounter had been a stark reminder of the unpredictability and power of nature. They both felt a newfound respect for the wild and recognized the importance of being prepared for any situation. Emma decided to share the story of their experience with her followers, not through footage, but by recounting the event and emphasizing the lessons learned. She spoke about the fine line between awe and danger in wildlife encounters, and respecting wild animals' boundaries. The harrowing experience left a lasting impact on both Emma and Sam. They became more cautious in their adventures, always prioritizing safety and preparedness. Emma used her platform to educate her audience about the risks and responsibilities involved in exploring nature, promoting a message of respect and caution. The local community also took notice of their ordeal. Discussions about enhancing safety measures for tourists in the area began to surface. The incident highlighted the need for better awareness and preparedness for wildlife encounters, ensuring that such adventures could be enjoyed safely. Ultimately, Emma and Sam's encounter with the orca was a powerful reminder of the delicate balance between admiration and respect for nature's power. The experience brought them closer, strengthening their bond and deepening their appreciation for the natural world. They continued their adventures with a renewed sense of caution, always mindful of the lessons learned from that fateful day on the San Juan Islands. In 2004, marine biologist Dr. Laura Simmons and her research team prepared for a night dive in the deep, cold waters of Johnstone Strait, British Columbia, Canada. The team was studying the feeding habits of orcas, hoping to gather groundbreaking data on these magnificent creatures. Johnstone Strait, known for its rich marine life, was the perfect place for their research. With her extensive experience, Dr. Simmons confidently led the team, but the night's darkness added an extra layer of tension. The night was clear, with the moon casting a pale glow over the water. The team, consisting of 4 members, gathered their equipment and prepared to descend. They checked their body cameras, ensuring everything was in working order. Dr. Simmons gave a final briefing, reminding everyone to stay close and communicate through hand signals. The cold air bit at their skin as they slipped into their wetsuits. As they descended, the water was pitch black, illuminated only by the beams of their flashlights. The eerie silence of the deep surrounded them. The team moved cautiously, their lights revealing the underwater landscape in brief, ghostly glimpses. Fish darted in and out of view, and the occasional flicker of bioluminescence added to the surreal atmosphere. After a few minutes, the team reached the depth where they hoped to observe the orcas. They formed a circle, keeping their lights trained outward, and waited. The darkness pressed in on them, and the anticipation was palpable. Dr. Simmons signaled for the team to stay alert. Suddenly, out of the darkness, a pod of orcas appeared, their sleek bodies gliding effortlessly through the water. The team watched in awe as the orcas moved around them. At first, the encounter was mesmerizing. The orcas seemed curious, approaching cautiously and then swimming away. Dr. Simmons began documenting their behavior, noting how they moved and interacted. But as they observed, one orca, more significant than the rest, began to behave differently. With a massive dorsal fin and commanding presence, this orca swam closer to the team. Its movements were sharp and aggressive, contrasting sharply with the calm behavior of the other orcas. Dr. Simmons felt a pang of unease. She signaled for the team to stay close and be prepared for anything. The large orca circled them, its eyes reflecting the light from their flashlights. Without warning, the orca charged at the group, scattering them. The force of the water pushed them back, and the orca's powerful body created a current that made it difficult to stay in place. Dr. Simmons tried to keep the team together, but the aggressive orca's behavior was becoming more unpredictable. It rammed into one of the team members, knocking him into a nearby rock formation. Panic started to set in. The dark water, already intimidating, now felt claustrophobic. Dr. Simmons signaled for the team to begin ascending slowly, hoping to avoid further provoking the orca. But the orca was relentless, cutting off their escape routes and forcing them to dive deeper. The team's flashlights flickered, adding to the sense of urgency. Dr. Simmons knew they needed a plan to escape. She signaled for the team to follow her lead, trying to move in a coordinated manner to avoid the orca's attacks. Her mind raced as she thought of outsmarting the aggressive orca. They needed to reach the surface, but the orca's presence made it dangerous. The team moved cautiously, keeping a close eye on the orca. Each time it charged, they adjusted their path, narrowly avoiding its powerful body. Dr. Simmons took the lead, guiding her team through the dark waters with a calm determination. The pressure of the deep and cold water weighed on them, but Dr. Simmons knew they couldn't give up. They had to make it back to the surface safely. The large orca continued to menace them, but Dr. Simmons was determined to lead her team to safety, no matter the odds. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. The team needed a plan, and they needed it fast. She signaled for the group to huddle together, using the small bubble of light from their flashlights to communicate. The orca circled them, its enormous body cutting through the water with unsettling speed and power. Dr. Simmons decided they would make a slow, controlled ascent, hoping to reach the surface before the orca could attack again. She gestured to the team, pointing upwards and indicating a slow, measured pace. They nodded in understanding, their faces tense but determined. The ascent began, and every move was calculated to avoid provoking the orca further. The orca charged again, this time more aggressively. It rammed into the group, scattering them once more. Dr. Simmons felt a surge of fear but pushed it down, focusing on keeping her team safe. She signaled for them to regroup and continue the ascent. The water grew colder and the pressure became more intense as they rose. The orca's attacks were relentless. It seemed determined to trap them underwater. Dr. Simmons realized they needed a distraction. She grabbed a small, bright light from her equipment belt and threw it away from the group. The light floated down, catching the orca's attention. It chased after the light, giving the team precious moments to ascend. They moved quickly but carefully, the surface tantalizingly close. The orca returned, but its attention was divided between the team and the strange, flashing light. Dr. Simmons took advantage of this, signaling the team to push upward with all their strength. The cold water made every movement sluggish, but adrenaline kept them going. Finally, the moonlit surface of the water was within reach. Dr. Simmons broke through first, gasping for air as she pulled herself onto the boat waiting above. She turned to help the others, her hands shaking from the cold and fear. One by one, the team members emerged, all exhausted but safe. They scrambled onto the boat, collapsing in relief. Eddie, the fisherman waiting on the boat, helped pull them aboard, concern etched on his face. Dr. Simmons nodded, too breathless to speak. The team members were shivering, but they were alive. They had made it. The orca surfaced briefly, its large fin cutting through the water before disappearing into the depths. Dr. Simmons watched it go, a mix of awe and respect filling her. The ocean was its domain, and they had been lucky to escape. Back on shore, the team reviewed the night's events and the aggressive behavior they witnessed. The encounter with the orca was a stark reminder of the dangers of nighttime marine research. Dr. Simmons presented their findings to the marine research community, highlighting the need for better safety protocols and equipment when conducting night dives. The experience sparked a discussion about the unpredictability of marine life and the importance of respecting the boundaries of wild animals. The close call profoundly impacted Dr. Simmons and her team. They continued their research, but with a heightened sense of caution and respect for the ocean's inhabitants. The harrowing escape was a powerful reminder of their risks and the need always to be prepared for the unexpected. Dr. Simmons' groundbreaking research on orca aggression culminated in a seminal paper that profoundly advanced marine biology. His meticulous study expanded our understanding of orca behavior and highlighted the intricate balance between scientific inquiry and the inherent risks of studying wild creatures in their natural habitats. This pivotal incident underscored the critical need for stringent safety measures and thorough preparedness in the quest for knowledge, serving as a poignant reminder of the challenges and rewards of exploring the mysteries of the natural world. In the summer of 2007, tour guide Alex Mason led a whale-watching excursion off Vancouver Island, British Columbia. The day was ideal for an adventure on the water with clear skies and calm seas. Alex, an experienced guide passionate about marine life, eagerly anticipated sharing the ocean's wonders with his diverse group of families, couples, and solo travelers. As they boarded the boat, his excitement was palpable, setting the stage for an unforgettable journey. As they set out into the open water, Alex provided exciting facts about the marine life they might encounter. The boat had all the necessary safety gear, and Alex ensured everyone knew where the life vests were stored. The tourists listened attentively, cameras ready to capture the majestic whales they hoped to see. After about an hour on the water, Alex spotted a pod of orcas in the distance. He pointed them out, and the tourists erupted excitedly, cameras clicking away. The boat slowed to a gentle drift, allowing the group to observe the orcas from a safe distance. The sight was breathtaking. The orcas swam gracefully, their black and white bodies quickly cutting through the water. Suddenly, the mood shifted. A massive orca, more significant than the others, began to swim directly towards the boat. At first, Alex thought it was just curious, but its behavior quickly turned aggressive. The orca started to circle the ship, its movements fast and deliberate. Alex's heart raced, but he remained calm, instructing the tourists to stay seated and keep their hands inside the boat. The orca rammed the vessel with incredible force, causing everyone to jolt and grab onto something for stability. Panic began to spread among the tourists. Some screamed while others clutched their children tightly. Alex knew he had to act quickly to keep everyone safe. He calmly instructed everyone to put on their life vests and brace themselves. The orca struck the boat again, harder this time. The impact knocked several tourists off their feet and a few sustained minor injuries. Alex moved swiftly, helping those who had fallen and ensuring everyone was secured. He radioed for emergency assistance, his voice steady despite the chaos. The tourists were visibly shaken, their faces pale with fear. Alex's quick thinking and calm demeanor were crucial in maintaining order and preventing further injuries. He guided the ship towards the shore, trying to distance them and the aggressive orca as much as possible. The ordeal lasted several minutes, but it felt like hours. Finally, the orca lost interest and swam away, leaving the boat battered but still afloat. The tourists were shaken but relieved to be safe. Alex continued to reassure them, checking for any severe injuries and offering words of comfort. Once the orca swam away, Alex guided the boat back to the dock quickly and safely. The atmosphere on board was tense, with tourists whispering anxiously and checking on each other. Alex's primary concern was the well-being of his passengers. He ensured that those who had sustained injuries received first aid and kept everyone calm by explaining that help was coming. Upon reaching the dock, paramedics and marine authorities were waiting. The injured tourists were taken to a nearby clinic for further evaluation, and everyone else was given a thorough checkup to ensure they were okay. Alex stayed with his group, offering support and ensuring everyone was accounted for. His calm and composed demeanor provided a sense of stability amid the chaos. The incident had left a profound impact on everyone involved. The tourists, initially strangers, now shared a unique bond forged through their shared experience. Alex suggested forming a support group to help each other cope with the trauma and stay connected. The tourists agreed, finding solace in having a space to share their feelings and support one another. In the weeks that followed, the support group met regularly. They recounted their experiences, discussed their fears, and found comfort in knowing they were not alone in their trauma. Alex played a crucial role in these meetings, using his experience and leadership skills to guide the discussions and offer reassurance. The harrowing incident brought Alex and the tourists closer, creating a tight-knit community. The support group helped them cope with the trauma and fostered lasting friendships. They organized outings and activities, turning their terrifying encounter into a source of strength and solidarity. Alex's quick thinking and calm demeanor during the crisis were widely praised. He continued his work as a tour guide, but with a renewed focus on safety and education. He advocated for better safety protocols and more comprehensive training for guides, emphasizing the need to respect the power of nature and prepare for unexpected events. The experience changed Alex, making him more aware of his job responsibilities. He dedicated himself to raising awareness about the complexities of human interactions with marine life, hoping to prevent future incidents and ensure the safety of tourists and wildlife. Ultimately, the harrowing encounter with the aggressive orca left an indelible mark on everyone involved. Alex and the tourists, despite their initial trauma, managed to transform their terrifying experience into a source of resilience and empowerment. They formed a support group that became a cornerstone of their healing process, fostering deep and lasting connections among its members. Through shared stories and mutual encouragement, they overcame their fears and developed a renewed appreciation for the unpredictable and awe-inspiring beauty of the natural world. This collective journey of recovery and growth underscored the profound strength of the human spirit and the unbreakable bonds forged in the face of adversity. In the spring of 2016, adventure enthusiast Mike Johnson set out on a solo sailing trip across the Tasman Sea between Australia and New Zealand. Mike, an experienced sailor passionate about documenting his journeys, was excited to share this adventure with his followers. His sailboat, equipped with the latest technology, allowed him to live stream his progress, capturing the beauty and challenges of the open ocean. The journey started smoothly. The weather was clear and the sea was calm, providing the perfect conditions for sailing. Mike's followers tuned in to his live stream, watching as he navigated the vast expanse of water. He shared stories about his previous adventures, offered sailing tips, and discussed the wonders of the marine world. Several days into his journey, the tranquility of the Tasman Sea was shattered. During a live stream, Mike spotted a large orca in the distance. At first, he was thrilled, eager to capture footage of the majestic creature. He steered his boat closer, keeping a respectful distance, and narrated his observations to his viewers. The orca swam gracefully, its black and white body contrasting against the ocean's deep blue. Suddenly, the orca changed course and began swimming directly toward Mike's boat. Its behavior quickly turned aggressive. The orca rammed the boat's hull with a mighty thrust, causing it to shudder violently. Mike's excitement turned to fear as he struggled to maintain control. His voice, filled with concern, conveyed something wrong to his viewers. The orca struck again, harder this time. The impact damaged the hull, and water began to seep into the boat. Mike's heart raced as he realized the severity of the situation. He issued a distress call, hoping for a quick response. His followers watched in horror as the live stream continued to capture the relentless attack. Mike tried to steer the boat away, but the orca was relentless. Each ramming caused more damage, and the boat's stability was compromised. With the dire situation, Mike focused on staying calm and following emergency procedures. He knew he needed to keep his boat and himself safe until help arrived. As the orca continued its aggressive assault, Mike's distress call was picked up by a nearby cargo ship, the Pacific Voyager. The crew, experienced with emergencies at sea, immediately set course for Mike's location. Meanwhile, Mike did everything he could to keep his boat afloat. He secured his gear, donned his life vest, and kept his composure, determined to survive the ordeal. The orca rammed the boat again, and the damage was critical this time. Water flooded the cabin, and the ship began to list dangerously to one side. Mike's fear intensified, but he maintained focus, knowing help was coming. Despite the fear gripping him, Mike stayed calm, knowing that staying composed was crucial to his survival. After what felt like an eternity, the Pacific Voyager appeared on the horizon. The crew worked quickly, launching a rescue boat and approaching Mike. The sight of the rescue boat brought a wave of relief over him. The orca, perhaps sensing the arrival of a larger vessel, finally swam away, disappearing into the depths of the Tasman Sea. The rescue team reached Mike just as his boat was starting to sink. They pulled him aboard, wrapped him in a blanket, and checked for injuries. Mike was shaken but unhurt, grateful for their swift response. He thanked the crew profusely, his gratitude evident in his relieved expression. Back on the Pacific Voyager, Mike took time to reflect on the harrowing experience. The attack had been relentless, the orca's power undeniable. As the crew of the Pacific Voyager took him to the nearest port, Mike began to process the ordeal he had just endured. The experience profoundly transformed Mike's perspective on solo adventuring. He realized the immense power of nature and the importance of being fully prepared for any situation. Upon returning home, Mike decided to share his story with the world. He wrote a best-selling book about his experiences, highlighting the power of nature and the critical need for preparedness in all adventures. His book resonated with readers, offering thrilling accounts of his journey and valuable lessons learned from his encounter with the orca. Mike's story was a powerful reminder of the ocean's unpredictable and often dangerous nature, inspiring others to approach their adventures with greater caution and respect for the natural world. Ultimately, Mike Johnson emerged from the ordeal with a newfound appreciation for the power of nature and a commitment to promoting safety in adventure activities. His story became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of respecting the powerful forces of nature that govern the seas. In the summer of 2007, Santa Monica Beach in California, USA, was bustling with activity. Lifeguard Jenna Peters, overseeing the crowded beach, ensured the safety of the many swimmers enjoying the sunny day. Jenna, a seasoned lifeguard with years of experience, scanned the waters keenly from her elevated chair. The day was going smoothly until Jenna noticed something unusual. A dark shape was moving just beneath the surface, closer to shore than she had ever seen. Squinting against the sun, she realized it was an orca, an unusual sight so close to the beach. Her heart raced as she grabbed her binoculars to get a better look. Suddenly, a shout from the water confirmed Jenna's fears about the presence of an orca. Panic spread quickly among the swimmers as people began to scream and rush towards the shore, creating a chaotic scene. Jenna blew her whistle repeatedly to maintain order and guide everyone to safety. Amid the chaos, Jenna spotted a small boat near the orca. A family of 4 was trapped, unable to move their boat fast enough to escape the orca's aggressive behavior. The orca rammed the ship repeatedly, its powerful body causing it to rock dangerously. Jenna knew she had to act fast. Grabbing her rescue board, Jenna sprinted towards the water, diving into the waves with strong, practiced strokes. The orca's presence made the rescue mission risky, but Jenna focused on the family's safety. The orca rammed the boat again, causing the family to scream in terror as she approached it. Jenna reached the boat and quickly assessed the situation. The ship was taking on water and the family was terrified. She helped the parents steady their 2 children, instructing them to hold on to her board. Just as they were about to move, the orca struck again, and Jenna was thrown against the side of the boat, sustaining injuries to her arm and leg. Despite the pain, Jenna managed to get the family onto her rescue board. She urged them to hold on tightly as she began the problematic swim back to shore. Jenna's strength and determination were evident as she fought against the waves, leading the family to safety. The orca continued to circle nearby, adding to the urgency of the rescue. With the family clinging tightly to the rescue board, Jenna swam with all her might towards the shore. Every stroke sent waves of pain through her injured arm and leg, but she pushed through, determined to get the family to safety. Onlookers lined the beach, anxiously watching the rescue unfold. Jenna's colleagues rushed to the water's edge to assist. As Jenna neared the shore, 2 lifeguards waded into the surf to help pull the family onto the beach. Exhausted and in pain, Jenna collapsed onto the sand as soon as the family was safe. The lifeguards quickly assessed the family, ensuring they were unharmed and helping them to a secure area. Paramedics arrived shortly after, tending to Jenna's injuries and checking the family for shock and any hidden injuries. The family, though shaken, was incredibly grateful to Jenna. The parents hugged their children tightly, thanking Jenna for her bravery. The crowd gathered on the beach erupted in applause, recognizing the heroic efforts of the lifeguard who risked her life to save others. Jenna's injuries, though painful, were not life-threatening. She received treatment for her arm and leg and was advised to rest. Despite the ordeal, she remained positive, grateful that the family was safe. She became a local hero, with people from all over sending messages of support and appreciation. The incident sparked a broader conversation about the risks of marine wildlife encounters and the need for better awareness and preparedness among beachgoers and authorities. Santa Monica Beach officials reviewed their safety protocols, ensuring lifeguards had the best training and resources to handle such emergencies. Jenna's bravery and dedication to her duty inspired many. Her story powerfully reminded us of the unpredictable power of nature and the importance of being prepared to respond swiftly and effectively in times of crisis. As she recovered, Jenna reflected on the event, proud of her actions and ready to continue her work as a lifeguard, protecting and educating the public about the ocean and its inhabitants. Jenna's heroic actions did not go unnoticed. She was awarded a prestigious lifeguard award for her bravery and quick thinking. This recognition motivated her to campaign for better safety measures at beaches worldwide. Jenna began working with marine biologists and safety experts to develop comprehensive safety protocols for beachgoers and lifeguards. Using her platform, Jenna advocated for increased funding for lifeguard training, better emergency equipment, and public education on marine wildlife. Her efforts led to significant improvements in beach safety measures, ensuring that lifeguards were better prepared to handle emergencies, and that the public was more informed about the potential dangers of marine life encounters. The family Jenna saved returned to thank her personally once she had recovered. They expressed their deep gratitude and shared how the experience had brought them closer together, emphasizing the importance of courage and community. Jenna's story became a beacon of hope and resilience, demonstrating that the human spirit can shine brightly in the face of danger. Ultimately, Jenna Peters' actions on that fateful day saved lives and led to lasting changes in beach safety. Her dedication to her duty and her commitment to improving safety measures inspired many and ensured that beaches worldwide became safer for everyone.